Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Drop. This is the official podcast of ComicDrops.com. I am your host, Josh Sharp, and joining me today on the panel, we have Colin Sapp. How's your week been, man?
Hey, how's it going? It's been good, man. How about you?
I've been doing pretty well. I've been watching a lot of Smallville, so that theme song's just stuck in my head. Somebody say this is so good. And last but not least, we have our very own Aquaman fanboy, Andrew Lilly. Did you have a good week, man? Did you enjoy yesterday?
You know, I think I did have a good week.
Yeah, of course you did. But yeah, we're gonna get
yesterday.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about the Rogue One trailer that was released. Was it today? Yes, it was today.
This morning.
It's the final. What the heck was that?
Yes.
Right, okay. It's the final one before the movie releases in December. And if you listen to like previous episodes where we've talked about the movie, I pretty much said that like I'm gonna see the movie because it looks really good, but for some apparent reason that I have yet to figure out, I just cannot get hyped for the movie, and this trailer didn't change that like whatsoever, no matter how cool it actually looked.
I don't
But Colin, let's start off with you. What did you think of the final Rogue One trailer?
Honestly, I didn't need it, but I'm so glad we got it because, dude, I am so hyped for this movie. Like, oh my god, this freaking trailer is so freaking cool, man. I love it. I love it so much. That one shot of Darth Vader just comes walking out in like the smoke. I was like, dude, that was a good shot. I started crying. Like the trailer had been on for like a couple seconds, and I just started tearing up whenever it shows Jin's father, and he's like, "Whatever I do, it's because I love you." And stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this gonna do to me in the theater? Like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. That could just be my Star Wars bias, I don't know, but the movie looks phenomenal, and I can guarantee it'll probably be my favorite movie of the year. But I think it looks great. I cannot wait, man.
Yeah, and no, like I said earlier, that I'm not. It's like super hyped about it, but I'm still gonna see it. I have to admit, this is definitely the best looking Star Wars movie, like in terms of visuals and cinematography.
Yes.
By far the best Star Wars movie,
Definitely.
like in that regard. But Andrew, what are your thoughts on Rogue One trailer?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I was pretty much pumped for the movie anyway, but this trailer definitely got me even more hyped for it. I'm going to agree with Colin that shot with Darth Vader, man, I got chills watching that.
It was a good shot.
I mean, everything about the trailer, like you guys said, the cinematography, the music, everything about it, I just loved it.
Yeah. Do you guys have any like trepidations when it comes to like the reshoots and things like that? Are you guys worried about that in any way?
No, whenever it comes to reshoots, man, I hardly ever worry because honestly, reshoots are scheduled into the filming program. I'm not one of those people that starts freaking out about it, so the reshoots honestly do not bother me at all. If anything, reshoots just, it's just like regular filming. Just, hey, we didn't get the shot we needed, let's go get it real quick. So it honestly doesn't bother me that much. The film looks great so far. So,
Andrew?
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't concern me. Then again, I haven't really been paying attention too much to like the behind the scenes of Rogue One too much, but yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Even though this is the first Star Wars movie to actually kind of take place, not really a part of the trilogies that we've had. Yeah. Even though it is a spinoff, it did take place in between. Was it 3 and 4? Right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm a little bit worried just because of that fact alone, but I mean, it looks good. My non-hypeness aside, I'm still gonna see it because it's Star Wars and I like Star Wars. So I guess we'll see in December whether the movie is good or not. Fingers crossed that it is, though. I can't take another bad Star Wars movie. Those first two that we had were just trash. All right, so moving along to our next topic, and I'm sure it's one that Ander has been looking forward to talking about for a long time. Yesterday, we got our first look at Amber Heard as Queen Mera in Justice League. She looks amazing. So amazing. But I'm going to let Ander start this one off because I know how strongly he feels about the character. So take it away, man. What'd you think?
Dude. Damn, how do I say this? It is beautiful. It is just beautiful. And it was so funny because I had made a post that morning saying, like, you know, I'm not sure if I want to see the costume because I want to see it, but I also want to be surprised about it. And then Zack Snyder just comes and he's like, well, screw that. I'll make the decision for you. And post the picture, and it is just beautiful. I mean, and you know, you've got to believe that I went through and I analyzed every aspect of her costume. And it's just perfect. I mean, the color, the armor, she looks like she came out of a comic book. So I'm honest, I'm just I'm over the moon, man. I can't.
Yeah, and she has red hair. Like, look at that. I didn't expect that. I really didn't.
And she has red hair. Yeah, exactly. Remember all those reports saying she wasn't going to be a redhead?
Yeah, people were like, oh, she's going to wear a wig or they're going to, like, CG, like, or she'll have, like, red streaks in her hair, kind of like how Jason Momoa has, like, those blonde portions in his hair. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they didn't go like that. But, like...
Yeah, same.
Mera's costume is now in my list of the most comic book accurate costumes that I've seen on screen. You know, Definitely. You got Iron Man, you've got Ben Affleck's Batman, you've got Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. So I mean, this suit looks good. She has like the whole like head like piece thing going on too, which I didn't expect. I thought they'd do some like weird like helmet hybrid with the suit, but they didn't do that, which I'm glad about. But this looks really, really good. I mean, I have my own concerns when it comes to Amber Heard's acting ability, but if we're going on looks alone, this is a 10 out of 10, and Michael Wilkinson just deserves just a round of applause for these fantastic costumes that he's doing for Warner Brothers. I'm beside myself. She's already the background on my phone, and I'm pretty sure she's the same for you, Ander.
Immediately.
Which is really funny though. Actually, I want to point this out. So like whenever the picture dropped, I guess Ander was at work or something. So literally, everyone blew his phone up. Everyone blew his phone up with mentions on Twitter. The timeline. I was just going to the timeline. It was just people just say, "Ander, look at this." We knew we all knew that you'd freak out about it. But I got that. Like it.
I got that message. I was like, "Oh, damn! What did I say this time to piss people off?" And then it was the Mera picture. I was like, "Oh my god! Thank you, everyone."
Yes.
Yeah, we got your back, man. We got you.
Thank you for that. But I'm sorry, Colin. I'm going to let you talk, but I just want to point out I just look at it. I mean, you've got the golden gauntlets on the wrist, the calf fins, like you said, Josh, the crown, the green suit. It's like one of the most comic accurate costumes I've seen yet.
And does she have like that Aquaman A on like her belt or whatever?
Yeah. She doesn't, but it makes sense here, and there's no issue with that. So.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you liked it. Colin, what about you, man? What'd you think?
I mean, I can't really say much of anything that Ander hasn't already said. I mean, the suit looks amazing. Definitely one of the most comic accurate suits that I've ever seen. It's like, honestly, if I look at it, it's as a list, I got, Deadpool at the number 1, the Amazing Spider-Man, and then there's Mera. Like, she looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. And as for Amber Heard's like acting ability, I've seen a couple other people complain about that on Twitter, but my recommendation to you is she has done a lot of movies that are kind of crappy and don't really explore her acting ability. Watch The Danish Girl. After you watch that movie, you'll be like, holy crap, this chick can actually act. If she's given the right dialogue and the right directing, I think she'll be perfectly fine because she can act. Watch The Danish Girl.
Okay. Okay, because I've never really seen anyone praise her for her acting abilities,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why I was kind of concerned. And plus, along the fact that I have really actually never seen a movie with her acting. I think was she in like Friday Night Lights? I'm pretty sure she was.
I think she.
I think that might have been
yeah.
I think it's the only thing that I've ever seen her in, and I was just like basing that along. Mind you, that was a long time ago, but
Yeah.
that's like the only example that I have as of right now of her acting ability. So I'll have to check out The Danish Girl, and maybe she has some other films that people enjoy that I can check out that she really kind of stretches her acting muscles. But yeah, Amber Heard looks like a badass as Mera, so I'm super stoked. I cannot wait for Justice League. I'm hoping it's gonna be good. I keep saying like, oh, it's gonna be good. I say the same thing with BVS and then Suicide Squad, and then their theatrical releases were a little bit lackluster. But I have high hopes. I'm a very optimistic person, so fingers crossed. I'm crossing everything I got.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So moving on. So about a month ago, or usually like a month or so ago, the CW debuted like the first look at Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. And I think like the internet collectively roasted it just due to how bad it was. I roasted it pretty heavily.
So
but,
did I, dude.
Yeah, but like after watching the season premiere of Supergirl on Monday and seeing him in action, I have to admit he makes a very good Superman. Like I really like him. Like he's a really good Superman. I feel like he embodies the personality of Superman. He definitely has a look, and like bits of his performance kind of reminded me of Christopher Reeve's take on the character. Plus, the overall episode was actually pretty good as well. So Colin, did you get a chance to watch Supergirl on Monday? Did you
actually watched it about an hour ago.
Hey!
Because I missed it, and I was gonna watch it anyway. So, but yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed his Superman. He looks like Superman. His Clark Kent, I thought was fan-freaking-tastic. But, and I may get some hate on this, but I enjoyed the energy of his Superman more than I liked Henry Cavill's Superman. But Henry Cavill has something that was missing, I think, in Tyler Hoechlin's Superman.
The muscles?
And that's his presence.
Oh.
Whenever Henry Cavill as Superman walks into a room or something, it's like, and he's on screen, he has this presence about him that like, holy crap, that's Superman. Tyler Hoechlin was missing that, in my opinion. It was almost like he was more of a flashlight character. Like he just came to them, he was like, hey, what's up, everybody? Haha, nice to meet you. You're doing a good job. Yeah. And Henry Cavill's, I think Superman should always have that presence of, serious Boy Scouty, like a Captain America almost. He comes in and he's just like, oh, that's Superman. Like, be excited, but that's Superman. And that's the only critique I think I have on his Superman. Other than that, I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed the episode too. I actually enjoy Supergirl. So, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't the hugest fan of season 1. I think I watched the first 5 episodes or so. I found the supporting cast really just not interesting. Aside from when he was kind of okay. And then of course you have Hank Henshaw, who, spoiler alert, revealed himself to be Martian Manhunter John Jones. Yes. So that's really cool. But I think for some reason I feel like the CG actually got a lot better now that it's with the CW. Because I was watching it and the flying looks really good. I was like, I've still yet to do it, but I want to go back to season 1 and check out some of the flying moments just to kind of compare the two, because from what I remember from season 1 and then looking at season 2, it's a drastic improvement.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna keep watching the show because this episode was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I agree. I loved his Superman and his Clark Kent. Like you guys said, it was basically like watching Christopher Reeves. And I think it's great that we have 2 different Supermen on TV and in film. And so when I see people comparing them, I'm like, why? What's the point of attacking one over the other? DC fans, we get Zack Snyder's Superman and we get the CW. So no matter which Superman you like, whether you like him, kind of a little dark, grittier, or you like, the Christopher Reeves, you're gonna win no matter what. So, and it also just makes me a little more excited for the future of Henry's Superman, because Tyler's, you can already tell he's a well-established Superman. He's been doing this for a while, whereas Henry's is kind of new on the scene. So it kind of makes me excited to see how Henry's Superman will be down the road. A couple movies, couple years. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a new Christopher Reeves, but just to see, he'll be well respected. The character, people in the DC universe are going to look up to him. It's great. Superman fans, you have a lot to love.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like that taco commercial with a little girl. Why can't we have both?
Exactly.
I mean, like, seriously, like I fully understand that fans have their preference. There are fans that like the more, lighthearted, just happy Superman, and then you have people like me who kind of enjoy the darker, not the darker side of Superman, but kind of just a Superman that's very just, not gloomy. I don't know what word I'm trying to use,
not
but
sure
I just
realistic.
Yes, a very realistic take on Superman. If I just feel like that's a more realistic take on him, because if you think about who Superman is, he's the last of his kind. He's been gifted with these powers, and he's basically tasked with protecting the entire world. And he technically had a choice, but he really didn't really have one. He has these powers, and people are blowing up and dying, and he's just sitting by. That's just like kind of trashy. But like, Superman goes through a lot of stuff. You saw in BVS when he was in the Senate building and everyone blew up around him. He's looking at dead bodies, and people are just like, why didn't Superman smile? Are you kidding me right now? I know I'm going on a rant right now, but that part in particular just really irked me, because I'm like, you wouldn't smile in that freaking situation. Are you kidding me? So I mean, I like both. Tyler Hoechlin is new on the scene, but he's already killing the game.
Definitely.
Henry Cavill is killing it. The only knock I would have against Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is, actually, no, it's two. One, I feel like he should have gotten just a tad bit bigger. And two, the suit is still trash. I still don't like it. I hate how the cape connects to the symbol, or I either the symbol or it extends past his shoulders. I really don't like that.
Like the clasps.
I kind of dig that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it.
I do not like that. I tried watching it, saying, "Oh, I can go with this. This is cool." But every single time he was on screen, I just found myself staring at the costume. I was like, "You could have done so much better." But it's not about the costume. It's about the acting, and he's killing it. So I am on board.
And I think all the little Easter eggs they threw in there, like the throwbacks to the Superman movie.
Yes.
And then,
Oh yeah, Miss Taskmaster, dude! I caught that immediately. I was like, "Yo!"
Yeah.
Because that's such freaking Lex just yelling. Oh, that was immediate, like a callback to me. So I was like, "All right, I like that. This is cool." So.
And I don't know about you guys, but I really want them to bring Lois Lane on the show now. Now that they talked about her so many times.
They teased the living crap out of her, so I would not be surprised if she came on at some point this season.
They teased the living crap out of her in season 1 too, and all through season 1. Even her sister and her father were both on the show in Supergirl, and it's like, well, okay, we'll get Lois Lane over here, but it's who knows if that'll ever actually happen.
You know who I think is actually going to show up?
Who?
Lex Luthor.
Dude.
I honestly think they're going to do something with Lex, because you had Clark mention him while him and Kara were walking down the street. And then you had freaking Lex's sister in the episode. Yeah. So I feel like sometime down the line, maybe towards the end of season 2, you're going to have this Lex storyline where Superman and Supergirl are going to have to fight him in his power armor or something like that. That would be cool to see.
Just as long as it's not Jesse. Oh, God.
I'm going to let that slide because we have other things to talk about. But okay. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out how we can do this, because Luke Cage came out about 2 weeks ago, and we're kind of late on doing a full review of it. So I guess we can kind of just give our initial thoughts on Luke Cage, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then I guess like an overall score. We'll try to keep it brief because, like I said, we do have I think like 2 other things we want to talk about before we get out of here.
Yeah.
But
have we all seen it completed?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally
I have
finished it.
too.
I finished it last night.
Oh dang.
I finished.
So we don't have to worry about spoiling it for each other.
Correct.
Yeah, so like spoilers and all, hopefully you've seen it by now, and if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not gonna watch it. So, Andrew, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on Luke Cage?
I really enjoyed it. I'd say this is probably my second favorite of the Marvel Netflix shows, right after Daredevil season 1. I think the first half of the season is so strong. The whole story with Cottonmouth. And then episode 7 was where I had an issue with it. And from there on out, it wasn't as strong as it was the first 7 episodes. I thought Mike Coulter did a really good job as Luke. Who's the actor who plays Cottonmouth again?
Marshawn Ali, I think.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Agreed.
Yeah, I thought it was really good show. I kind of had the same issue with this, like Daredevil season 2, where it felt like 2 completely different seasons put into one. But aside from that, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of have to echo what you said. Just I would change a few parts. Like I would say the first 5 episodes of the show are really slow, and like I was sort of on board with it, but I was just like, meh, it's okay. At the time, I heard people say, "Oh, this is the best Marvel Netflix series ever. This is the best one they've done." And then after watching those initial 5 episodes, I was just like, is this what everyone's like getting hyped up about? But I really enjoyed freaking Cottonmouth. He's definitely one of Marvel's best villains, which is kind of a shame. This is something I said on Twitter, that I don't care if anybody agrees with me or not. The Marvel Netflix villains are 10 times better than the MCU villains.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're in a league of their own, You've got just all of them, especially freaking Purple Man.
Kilgrave,
is that his name?
dude. Yeah, Kilgrave.
I said Purple Man. Well, he is called the Purple Man.
He technically is Purple Man.
Yeah, he is the Purple Man.
But Kilgrave, and now you have Cottonmouth, and then you have the Hand.
Kingpin.
Fist.
Who? Kingpin, yes, Kingpin. The Punisher, if you want to count him as a villain, I don't really count him as a villain. He's more of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Vigilante.
Antagonist. We'll go with that.
Yeah, antagonist,
that
yeah.
works, yeah.
But yeah, episode 7. Cause it's funny that you mentioned how much you didn't like episode 7, and I saw a lot of people saying that. So when I got to episode 7, I was just like, all right, let's see what happens that like pisses everybody off. But I wasn't mad at the end of it. I thought it was a very bold choice by the director by the writing team to kill Cottonmouth. I was so shocked because the entire season, even the promo, he was billed as the big bad, and everyone was just like, all right, yeah, Cottonmouth is the main guy that Luke Cage is gonna be going after. And then towards the end of episode 7, he basically gets his face beat in by his cousin with a microphone stand, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, like this is ridiculous. Like I found it as like a very clever move by the show, and I really enjoyed it. And I do admit, after that portion of the show, it felt like a different like season altogether, and it was nowhere near as strong as the first half.
Agreed.
I wasn't a huge fan of the whole Diamondback storyline. And then I love everyone was like, "Oh, the ending fight was so cool." I didn't think so. I was waiting for it to be over because I wasn't enjoying it. I don't know. The punches didn't seem like real, and then like the way they would like fly back into cars and out of windows and stuff like that, and I was just like, it could have been done better. And then he comes in with like this weird ass suit looking like Cobra Commander. I was like, what is this? I was like, come on, yo. But I think overall I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Still a good show. I would say this, and this is not really a negative, but for me, it's probably the worst out of the Netflix shows. I still Daredevil season 1 and 2 are at the top, followed by Jessica Jones, which also I wasn't a huge fan of, but I did like it a little bit more than Luke Cage. But it's a good show. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely check it out. Even though I basically spoiled the entire thing for you. So yeah, Colin, what did you think of Luke Cage, man?
Well, I will agree with you and say that Luke Cage is probably probably my least favorite out of all the Netflix series. But that's not me saying I didn't enjoy it, because I did enjoy it. I actually really liked the show. Cottonmouth is now like one of my favorite villains. Like, seriously, I walk up to people at random moments and I'll just be like, "So, you like my Biggie photo?" And they're like, "What are you talking about, dude?" Because I love that scene. But that totally shocked me whenever they just came in and Mariah was. I was like, "What is going on?"
She went ham.
Yes, she did, man. And then I made the joke because I don't know how many people noticed, but I was like, I wonder how she felt whenever her son died in Sokovia. And then my dad was like, "What?" And I was like, "That's the same lady that played the woman in Civil War." And he was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh my God."
Wait a second. It
You're
is.
right. Yeah. Oh, did you guys not know that?
No.
Yeah, that's her.
Is that the same character?
No, not the same character, different lady. Same lady, different character.
Oh, dude, I did not recognize that until you said something about it. Wow.
Yeah, I noticed that pretty quickly.
It would have been cool if it was like the same character, but
that would have been pretty cool actually. But
yeah.
But yeah,
continue.
Other than that, Diamond. I thought Diamondback was pretty cool. I liked. Normally, I'm not a big fan of whenever they change comic book stuff and they change it to fit movies or TV shows. But I actually kind of liked how they changed Diamondback and Luke Cage's origin. Instead of just being best friends, they're actually half brothers, and I really like that story. I found it really interesting. But his suit did look a little wonky. I've tried to defend it as best I can whenever talking with friends, but everybody, I've finally just given in because everybody's always like, "No, he looks pretty cartoony." And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess he does look pretty cartoony. But the show, I'd probably give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's definitely enjoyable, very powerful. It with its statement. It has a very bold statement throughout the whole season, and I think it's something that was much needed. But I really like the show.
Same. Like I said, you haven't watched it yet, check it out. It's a good show.
Yeah,
Marvel Netflix is just killing the game right now, dude.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I'm
so excited for Iron Fist.
Oh my
even though I know jack crap about the character. Actually, do you guys want to talk about Iron Fist real quick?
Dude,
since we're already on this Netflix Marvel train,
I will totally talk about Iron Fist right now.
All right, because the trailer came out at New York Comic Con last week, last Saturday to be exact, and I couldn't watch it because where I live we were getting hit by the storm, so my internet and my cell service was just gone, so I didn't get to watch it until Monday. But it looked really good. Colin, why don't you go ahead and talk about it, man?
Dude, that Iron Fist trailer was so perfect. Seriously, just seeing him, and then I loved the music and just the visual of whenever it showed him and he goes, "It's time," and then it just goes boom, and it said the final defender arrives, and I was like, and then his hand, dude, whenever his hand started to glow, I was like, I started freaking out.
Did you make that exact same sound?
It was a little louder.
Sound like a freaking pterodactyl.
Yeah, that's how I express my excitement, Josh. Don't make fun of me. I just
Duly
screech.
Noted. Duly noted.
Yeah. But no, dude, oh my gosh, that trailer, it is, I can't wait. And I can't wait to see what they do with his origin, because I don't know how much you guys know about Iron Fist, but to get his abilities, he actually defeated a dragon and put his hands into its heart. That's why his hands are the way they are. So he defeated that dragon, punched it in the heart, and the molten heart just went over his hands, and that's what gave him his superpower. The Iron Fist ability, which the Iron Fist is kind of like a mantle in Kungwon, which is the mystical city that he went to whenever he was a child. But it's going to be super interesting. I think it's a super different kind of take for the Netflix series. It'll be really interesting to see how they tie it all together.
Yeah, like I know nothing about Iron Fist, but I actually didn't know that bit about him having to defeat a dragon to get his powers.
Yeah, dude.
I still think like the actual like Iron Fist like animation for his hand could use some work, but obviously they're now in post production, so of course they have time to work on it, improve it. I think they said like they filmed the last shot of the show the morning before they showed the trailer. So they got plenty of time. I like it. It's a teaser trailer. It doesn't give us a whole bunch to go on. I like the martial arts aspect. I'm a huge fan of martial arts.
Yes.
And just like kung fu, kicking people in the face and things like that. So it's won me already over like on that aspect alone. I'm interested to see more about Iron Fist because, as I've said, like for like now the third time, I know nothing about the character. So I'm excited. It's coming out next year, right? Like March?
Next March 17th.
Yes, I know what I'm doing that day.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Andrew, what'd you think? Did you watch the trailer?
I did. I'm with you, Josh. I don't know much about Iron Fist, but that trailer was really cool. I think, Colin, you were the one who told me about his origin story a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. I just want more Marvel Netflix shows.
Same.
Seriously, just give them all to me. I mean, it's just... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I'm still holding out for that Moon Knight Netflix series. But go on, continue.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I'll just plug my my article I wrote about a Spider-Woman Netflix.
I read that. That'd be actually pretty cool.
Hey,
I think so.
I've been wanting it forever, but I don't know with her rights. But I guess now that Sony and Marvel made that deal, hey, go for it.
I'll post the article in the description box below if you want to read it. I got you, man. I got you.
Coming in clutch. Ooh.
Coming in clutch with the links. All right, so this one's not exactly news. It's kind of more of just like a quick little discussion. Because like Anna Kendrick has a movie with Ben Affleck coming out called The Accountant. I've seen it. It's actually a pretty good movie. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't, or actually you haven't. It comes out tonight. What am I talking about?
I'm actually going to see it after we get done recording.
Hey,
Chris
it's a good movie.
And our friend Joel.
It's a good movie. But yeah, she and Ben Affleck had like an interview, and they started talking about Batman, like the upcoming Batman movie. And she dressed up as Robin and was like, "Oh, let me be in the movie." And he was just like, "No." But he would see note of her being Robin in the movie. But it brings up an interesting idea, possibly. Would anybody be interested in seeing her in like a DC movie, perhaps the Batman when it comes out? If for me at least, I would kind of see it. I would like to see her maybe as like a Barbara Gordon Oracle character / Batgirl. I think she'd do a pretty good job at that. Yeah. Or perhaps another character that I don't know about. But Andrew, what do you think of that idea?
Yeah, considering she doesn't take a Squirrel Girl role.
Who cares? Okay, wait. I have to say that. Who gives a flying crap about Squirrel Girl?
Dude.
Also, who came up with the name
cool,
Squirrel Girl?
Squirrel Girl is cool.
That's like it's oh my god. Who created Squirrel Girl? I must know.
I'm gonna look this up right now.
I have no idea, but I'm in the same boat as you.
Exactly. Why? But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's cool.
I just had Squirrel Girl.
Steve Ditko created her.
He's that old? Really?
Yes. Steve Ditko and Will Murray created Squirrel Girl.
Ditko created her?
Ditko, bro. Yeah.
Did not even realize that.
Next time you diss on Squirrel Girl, just picture a sad picture of Steve Ditko because he's sad because you're making.
I don't even know what Steve Ditko looks like, so I'll sleep well tonight. I'm sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I agree with you. I think she'd make a pretty good Barbara Gordon. I'd assume that they were going to go the Oracle route. Of course, that's not confirmed or anything. Just kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Okay. And if not Oracle, do you have any other character in mind for her? Anybody DC related?
Like specifically for the Batman, or
No, just a DC character in general.
ooh,
You got this, Ander. I believe in you.
We can come back to you.
Put her in like a Teen Titans movie. She could make a good like Donna Troy or something.
Artemis, maybe?
Artemis,
I could
yeah.
see that, yeah.
Or Starfire. I don't know. I think she'd be.
No.
No? Okay.
Nah.
Alexandra Daddario. We already got this one covered, Ander.
Yes, bruh. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You read my
I'm sorry.
mind.
I didn't know you guys had a little discussion about this before.
We're telepathic, man. We talk with our minds.
Exactly.
Colin, what do you think, man?
Would I like to see her in a DC movie? Yes, that'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see her in any superhero movie because I like Anna Kendrick. But as far as Batgirl goes, I made this fan casting a couple months ago, and it is who I want to play Batgirl. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. That is who I want for Barbara Gordon.
No.
That is who I want for Batgirl. Yes.
No. I don't like that.
I love that, dude. She would be perfect. Perfect. As far as another like female character that she could play, I honestly don't know if I'm being. I'm trying to think. Like, oh man, I don't know, man. Golly,
Miss Martian.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That could work.
yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that. That'd be okay, I guess.
She has the person. If we're basing, if like the live action personality is kind of like was in the animated show, she'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, true.
yeah, she would be.
But,
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, the only reason why I even wanted to talk about this was because, like, Anna Kendrick's and Ben Affleck's like chemistry in The Accountant was really, really good. Like, you could tell, like, they just work on screen like really well together. So, like, I want to see that. I'm a visual person, so I like to see, like, okay, I like this actor, but I want to see if they fit with this one. So then we can take these two and then put them on another project. This one, i.e., Batman. So I think it'd be cool. Maybe something will happen soon.
yeah.
Who knows? I guess only time will tell if that will happen or not. All right, so moving on to the last topic what? Okay, what was I about to say? All right, so moving on to the last topic that we have for today, we have some new details on Wolverine 3, or as it's now known as Logan, which is the final movie that Hugh Jackman will be reprising the role as the titular character. I've always wanted to say that in like actual like real life instead of an article. But anyway, so the Wrap claims to have inside information regarding the movie and its characters and the plot. I'm not going to go over the whole thing because there is a pretty substantial amount of information here. Also, if any of this stuff ends up being true, I don't want to spoil some like super key plot details and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about some characters, or a character of importance that I think we care about. And that is apparently the hand that is holding Logan's in the poster is X-23, which is like this mutant girl who has like these 2 claws instead of 3 in like her hands and then like in her feet. Andrew knows much more about the character than I do, and yeah, and apparently Mr. Sinister's not going to be in the movie at all, so that's pretty depressing considering a lot of people thought after Apocalypse that Mr. Sinister was going to play a huge role in Logan, but according to the Wrap, that's not the case. So let's just start with that right there, just the whole X-23 thing. Andrew, what do you think about X-23 being in Logan? And now, mind you, this movie takes place in the future, so it's probably unlikely that we'll get to see her like alongside, the X-Men characters that we have already been established. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I love Laura Kinney. She's a great character. She's a clone of Logan, and yeah. Like, I'm excited to see her finally show up in one of these X-Men movies, but that's my concern too, because I was really hoping she'd be with the new X-Men team, because I think they have a really good cast, and no matter what you thought of Apocalypse, this new cast is really, really good. So I thought, they're kind of pushing out the older actors to replace with these newer ones. Especially, this is Hugh Jackman's last movie as Wolverine. So I thought it'd be like a perfect opportunity to put the female Wolverine into their story. Because I think Singer said he pitched that, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, but I'm also a little disappointed that she's going to be in this movie and not like the next X-Men movie that teased Mr. Sinister. I mean, I guess I could always do another time travel thing. I mean, that's what X-Men stories do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to see how it goes, but right now I'm just a little hesitant to get too excited about it. I'm excited for the character, but I'm not sure why it's set in this movie that's in the future, because I don't know what else you can do with her after this.
Yeah, because the movie takes place in 2024, I think it is.
Yeah, and they're doing the Old Man Logan story. Yeah. Or it's inspired by it. So.
Actually, what year, when going back to Days of Future Past, when Logan wakes up, like after, Mystique doesn't kill the president and all that stuff, and like Logan looks at the clock in his room, does anybody remember what year it was?
I'm not sure, but I can find out real quick.
Because that, if we can figure out what year, because obviously we can figure out what year it is because it's in the movie, but if we can figure out what year it is, and then knowing that the OG X-Men cast is around, like Femke Jensen, and then you have, James Marston. That's the wrong guy. I was thinking about freaking Red Dead Redemption. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The guy who plays Cyclops. Like, they're all there. The X-Mansion is still there. And I think, well, then again, but she still has to grow up. So I don't know. That's gonna be weird. They're not gonna have like this. They're not gonna have like this little kid, a part of the X-Men. A kid who's like possibly like 6 or 7. So that'll be interesting. But Colin, what are your thoughts on X-23? I feel like I remember you talking about this and saying that you weren't a huge fan of her being in this movie.
It's not that I'm not a huge fan of her being in this movie. It's that she's a child. I do not think she should be a child. If she was a teenager or older, I would be perfectly okay with that. The only way I would accept her being a child would be if this movie was, say, set in the 90s, which trust me, I get that defeats the whole Old Man Logan purpose. But if she was a child, it'd be nice to have her, she's a kid by the end. Logan is either gone off, he vanished, or he's dead. And then in the future, how cool would it be to have an after credit scene of her, you just see her, she's sitting there at a bar, and you just see Deadpool come up and sit next to her, and he goes, "Hey," and stuff, and it's just kind of like, oh crap, X-Force, how cool would this be? But no,
that would be cool.
That can't happen, because now this movie's all the way in the future. You have X-23 as a little kid, and Anders said something about time travel, but if they did time travel again, that would just make me mad. I don't know why, because a lot of X-Men stories tend to do time travel. But
too much.
It would, I don't know, it would make me really irritated. It just makes me mad that they're doing X-23 this way, because I really did want her to be the replacement for Logan, but yes. I don't know, man. It's I feel like she should be older. She should be at least a teenager, like 17, 18, somewhere in that time range. But oh well, I guess.
Yeah, who knows? She might get like sucked into a wormhole or something.
Yeah, hey, there you
ends
go.
up in like 2016. It's just like or 2017. It's just like, oh, there she is. Ta-da! That'd be
I mean, I don't know how else you'd use her character after this movie if you've said it in the future. And I don't know. It's just, please tell me they're not going to screw up. What?
It just seems like a waste.
Yeah, it does. I mean, tell me they're not going to screw up their timeline again after they just reset it with Days of Future Past.
Who knows? Because if I'm pretty sure at this point in the movie, everybody's practically dead now. So now you just got just a 6-7-year-old girl with mutant powers that I'm pretty sure is Wolverine in the comics now. Am I correct?
Yeah. She's the only Wolverine.
So I feel like that'd just be a waste, just leaving her there after this movie, unless they have some super clever way of bringing her into the X-Men franchise that we haven't thought of, or there's perhaps like another older version of the X-23 clone out there somewhere wreaking havoc. I don't know. It's really confusing. I don't think they should have used her in this movie.
Maybe there's multiple ones. I don't know.
But then again, that's like another like mind screw up, because then you're just like, wait, wasn't she was a little girl, and now if you look back in 2017, now she's. It's just confusing. I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, the movie. I'm excited for the movie, but I'm talking about the whole like timeline thing. I'm not excited about getting back into that again.
Yeah.
But,
I think they were so adamant about using the old man Logan story that they kind of forgot about all the other details that would go with it and all the repercussions that would happen if they used X-23 in this movie. And you know what I mean? Like, it's like they really wanted to use that story, but then they're like, oh, but we also need to add X-23 because she hasn't been in a movie yet. Like, well, that's great, but she's in the future now, so unless you you throw her in a wormhole to go back into the past, how are you going to use her again? It's just, I don't know. I don't want to have that same argument being like, didn't they just fix the timeline? So I don't know. I don't think the X-Men films, I don't think they have that sort of Feige or Snyder like oversight. And I kind of think that's where these issues are coming from.
Definitely.
But who knows? Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, because the last X-Men movie, I didn't really like Apocalypse, so I'm hoping that they can turn it around and fix whatever the heck it is that's going on.
Well, I mean, Days of Future Past fixed everything, and then it's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Bryan Singer, for fixing everything. And then X-Men Apocalypse, it's like, oh, hey, I'm Bryan Singer, and everything I just fixed, I'm going to unfix it. It's like, what?
Welcome to the 80s.
Yeah, it was like, did you not forget about the whole Mystique pretending to be Stryker at the end of Days of Future Past? Like, what was all that? Like, what does that mean? And don't even acknowledge that in the film.
The only plus from X-Men Apocalypse was the comic accurate suits at the end.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's true.
Yeah. It's unfortunate though, because I wanted to like the movie.
I can't find this ending with Logan, so I can't like find where the clock is or whenever he wakes up or anything. For the life of me, I can't find it. But
I'll have to pop the movie in once we're done and then kind of just look. To find it.
Yeah.
But
if nothing else, Apocalypse gave us some really cool new actors to play these characters. A refreshing take on these characters, and even if you didn't like Apocalypse, it's kind of hard not to be excited for the future of the X-Men movies, especially if that future doesn't have Singer in it. I think he's played his part. I think it's time for someone new to take the reins.
Matthew Vaughn. He did great with First Class.
Matthew Vaughn killed it with First Class.
Yeah, I think he'd be perfect.
Yeah, he really would.
But, so, I mean, I'm excited for the future, but I'm still like, what are you doing here? So.
Agreed. So. You guys have anything else to add before we get out of here?
Nope. No. Nothing I can think of.
All right, well, sweet. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We had a fun time going through some stuff, hearing Andrew gush about his comic book love. Was all good.
Yeah.
So, Colin, where can people find you at on the internet?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Colin_Sap. And also, guys, I'm making a short film. It's going to be called Hide and Seek. We begin filming next week, and we'll be posting some updates. And there'll probably be a Periscope session next week whenever we're filming. So be sure to follow that page at 128 Productions on Twitter.
Hey, nice. Andrew, what about you, man?
I'm on Twitter at AnderWriter. Come on by, talk comics, send more pictures of Amber Heard as Mera.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to talk more about Amber Heard as Mera?
I mean, you can, but we're running out of time. Anyway, so you can find me on Twitter at Dark Knight of Ken. Dark Knight of Ken? What?
Dark
Ken
Knight
doll?
of Ken.
Okay.
What?
All right, Dark Knight of Ren. It's 1K for the dark in the night. You can find me on Instagram at DCU News. And always keep it locked to comicdrops.com for the latest news and superhero media and stuff and things and movies and all that good stuff. We will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Dope boy fresh.
Dope boy fresh.